It's chat time with Chunk and Cucumber and your host, Dino.
Good morning.
Hello.
Oh, we have nameplates. Look at that.
Oh, hey.
Ask and you shall receive. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Chat Time. I'm your host, Dino, as always. I need to change my name legally to
Dino as always. Yes.
Yeah.
Cucumber sometimes.
And I think that's Chunk.
He's distracted.
Yes, Chunk.
He's got notes, apparently.
I have notes. We'll work on this.
This is the quickest font I could find that was close, so...
Yeah, that's
You
what
know
I'm
what
in the
works?
corner.
Sans serif.
Right, yeah. I would say the quickest font would probably be like an Arial. I doubt this was the first one to show up, Ryan.
It wasn't the first one, but also, like, Arial is too rounded on its edges, so I needed something that matched chat time a little bit.
And this is not rounded at all?
Welcome to Chat
What's up,
Time.
buddy? How's it
A
going?
work in progress, as you can see. Ryan doesn't have a nameplate. That's true.
just a
It's okay
forehead.
though. I'm just a forehead.
It should be like just the top half of Ryan's name. Like,
Just that'd be great. Just
Dino.
yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anyways, welcome to the show. We have our special guest, Steve Pepper. Steve is awesome. I'm happy to have him on the show, and we're gonna have a great time. And I'm glad we could see your name, which is new for us here at the show.
Awesome. Glad to be the pioneer of this exquisite typeface we got going on.
Yes, exquisite typeface. I like how everybody's ragging on the font. Why? What world is this? Anyways.
It's my graphic design class.
That's right.
Same.
So before we get into getting to know Steve, let's find out how we're doing today. Let's start off with what we always start off with. But how do you feel? So all of us here in chat time today are musical theater fans. So I figured today I want to know. But by the way, for those of you that don't know, but how do you feel is where we describe how we're feeling using a certain category. And today it's musicals. So, gentlemen, how are you feeling today, according to which musical?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have one.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, for it.
I've been up since 5 a.m. I'm full of energy. I feel youthful and happy. Mostly. And so I'm gonna go with High School Musical. I feel very like peppy and ready to go. Just spit up almost.
Okay.
Almost, yeah.
Do you not like my choice?
No,
Do you have a problem with it?
I wasn't expecting High School Musical from that description. That's all.
That's fair. I wasn't there.
Ryan
By
got
the way-
vengeance?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna kill Ryan as soon as I get out of this room as this show's over. Okay.
Shit.
Good move, Ryan. Good move.
Thank you.
This is
Oh man.
hard.
Yeah.
I feel like Young Frankenstein the musical because I haven't been brought back from the dead yet, and I'm just waiting for that extra bolt of lightning. And also, my life is a joke. So
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
that got sad real
Am I?
fast.
No.
Okay, I'll go with... Oh, no.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
You got the prompt like 20 minutes early.
I wasn't
Yeah,
paying
sure.
attention, Chunk. I was dealing with software. All right, let's see. I got I've been a little... Okay, I'm not as depressed as this musical, but I've been feeling very in tune with my emotions. So that's my preface. It's like, I'm not that far gone, but I'm feeling like next to normal today.
Okay.
Oh man.
Right? No, that's why I had to preface. It's not
Any
that bad.
element of that is just like not good news. I mean,
Are you seeing ghosts?
Like no. Like,
Let me get your number for
Are
a
you-
helpline. I think.
are you seeing
over
ghosts?
here.
Are you feeling neglected? Are you trying your best and nobody cares? Like, which one of them are you? Or are you just a weird doctor that's sometimes a scary rock star?
Scary rock star. I'm gonna lean
Scary rock
towards
star.
scary rock star.
I picked that for you.
What about you, Steve?
My initial thought was to say that I'm feeling like Follies because I'm losing my mind, but I feel like I can't say that based on the one thing because I'm also not an old showgirl yet.
Yet.
I would say today I feel like Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812 because I am working way too hard and trying my best and not appreciated my own time.
Okay.
I like your
I like it.
reasoning, but I don't know what the hell you just named.
Yeah. I think you're
That's
making up
exactly my
stuff.
point. It
Exactly.
that show had the unlucky situation of coming out the same year as Dear Evan Hansen, so
Oh, poor
everyone was losing their
bastards.
minds over. Yeah, honestly, I mean, here's the thing: it shouldn't have felt like coming out the same year as Hamilton because that show was nowhere near as good. But for some reason, everyone was losing their tits over it. So
It's true.
I
Oh,
wish I
man.
had tits to
great
lose.
show.
What about you, Ryan?
I am feeling a bit of Hello Dolly. Cornelius kind of singing to Barnaby about wanting to leave Yonkers and get out in the world.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
Yeah.
He wants to get out of
Live your
here. I
dream.
understand.
Yeah. Put
Just
somebody
make sure
else
you
in
put on your
charge
Sunday
of the
clothes before you
fonts.
do.
I'd like to point out that James Davis says, I feel like TMNT coming out of their shells. Does that
Yes!
count? It totally counts.
It does count.
It's a musical, by definition.
Yeah.
By definition.
Out of ourselves.
Oh man.
Oh man, Priscilla says, "He who controls the overlay controls the universe."
Oh my gosh.
no.
Guys, what if there's gonna be a Dune musical? What if it gets so popular they have to adapt it into like a fucking rock opera? It would blow my mind.
It's
I
been
feel
out,
like
you
it
know,
would just be like Lord of the Rings, where it would be so large scale that it can't tour and can't transfer anywhere. Like
That's fine. Make it like a
Wow.
one-time event. Make it like a cursed childy thing. You gotta like rebuild your entire fucking theater just to accommodate it.
okay.
There's
Give
probably
me the
going to be
Fabulous.
parodies. I bet there'll be musical parodies of it.
Oh sure, for sure.
There's just small
Absolutely.
theaters. Yeah. Nobody said Sweeney Todd, Jeff. I mean,
I mean, I love Sweeney Todd, but I hope
I don't
I mean,
feel
granted, I
murdery.
said next to normal, but I hope I never feel like Sweeney Todd.
I was just saying, not really.
That one's way more depressing to me. That's so fucked
yeah.
up.
Sweetie Todd's just criminal, like whereas Next to Normal is just upsetting.
Sad.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Priscilla says they could bring Sting back for Dune. He was in a musical already.
Yeah, he wrote his own musical,
Yeah, he wrote it.
Yeah.
He wrote, the Last Ship, right?
The Last Ship.
Yeah. My friend was in that show.
No
he was
way.
one of the, he was one of the ensemble.
What do you know?
I think I could say he's one of the sales or something. I don't know
No.
anything about the show.
What is, it's like a tree in a musical, but he's just one of the sales.
Yes,
Oh gosh,
absolutely.
what's that word that I can't say? It's spelled boatswain, but it's pronounced something totally different.
Bosun.
Bosun. Yeah, it was the bosun. Stupid
Boatswain.
fucking word. It's respell it.
Honestly, that's like a lot of a lot of British words. Like anything that has Shire, it's like sure instead, and I'm like, just spell it like you say it, dude. Like,
It's true. Well, Steve, we already know some of your what you're angry about when it comes to English words, apparently. But let's get to know you a little bit better.
sounds great.
Steve, who are you? What do you do? What are you afraid of? What keeps you up at night? Yeah. That
Wow,
look
we
is
gotta-
exactly what I love.
we got a little real here really fast. Starting to feel next to normal
Start with
myself.
who are you? Start with who are you?
I'm Jean Valjean.
Got it.
I got a tattoo under here, but you can't see it under all the chest hair. I
It's Chunk's problem too.
His whole face is
I
tattoos.
feel ya. Oh. I am Steve Pepper. I am
Hi, Steve
I am
Pepper.
an actor. Hello, Chunk. I am an actor, a singer, a dungeon master, barista by necessity,
I understand
as
that.
most of us in the arts are. And that's kind of me.
Yeah.
I am afraid of being alone.
Okay.
You're the first
Or
one to
not,
actually
yeah,
answer that
Yeah,
question,
nobody ever
by the
answers
way.
those questions.
Good on you.
Hey, I it's hard to win a game of chicken with me, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
I
buck,
will-
buck,
yes,
buddy.
I'll do the thing.
Go.
Morning, Corey.
What were the other questions?
I don't
Morning,
remember.
Corey.
I don't remember. I was just saying shit.
Oh, great! Awesome.
So you're an actor. How long? What got you into acting?
I like to think that my like gay DNA pre-programmed me for it. Like in the womb. But I both my sisters were in the performing arts, both through dance and musical theater, and they were doing a production of Guys and Dolls when I was, I think, 3. And I used to like get dragged to rehearsals with them and stuff like that. And the director was like, oh, like there's a cute bit that we could like throw Steven in. Let's like have him hop in there. And there's like some bit where like, these guys were fighting over a newspaper to like pick up to like give to my sister, who was like supposed to be like a lady. And then they're like too busy fighting, and I pick it up and hand it to her, and she kisses me on the cheek, and everyone's like, "Aww." And that like 8 seconds of attention that I got when there were like 300 people in an audience staring at me, I was like, "Dope! This is what I do." Like, this is my
what
calling.
I need.
Yes.
Oh man. Well, hold on. Corey's like, why is Chunk spawn different? And Dan just says punishment, and she says fair. Like, that's all you need.
Corey, you weren't even here. Shut up. Get out of here.
Chunk got punished? Probably. That makes sense.
James wonders if I can deal with the felted friends in a campaign of D&D. Honestly, after DMing from my friend Sharon, if she ever watches this, I'm pretty sure I can handle anything.
Ooh. I don't know. You haven't
Yeah.
seen Perception Check.
Yeah, we made him cry plenty of times.
Yeah.
What did you do?
What didn't they do?
Well,
Well, yeah.
Perception Check is like D&D, lots of chaos.
Lots of harassment.
Oh,
And that too.
Personal
We,
attacks.
last
like that
night,
mug.
oh, see, yeah.
yeah, last night we moved
Oh, thank you.
30 feet
Uh-huh.
for a 2-hour campaign.
How is it?
perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Oh.
Cucumber gets me.
Yeah. Well,
So wait,
now
you
we're
were saying you moved 30 feet, was it in a whole session?
Oh yes.
Mhm.
And that's like a good night.
Yeah.
Awesome. Dope.
You should
love
you
it.
should look back on Perception Check one day and watch some of the video.
Oh.
It's great.
I am saving it to my feed now.
Acting.
Just gotta watch that.
Beep boop, beep boop boop. Yeah, right there.
Beep, bop, boop.
Yeah,
Saved.
that's all acting is, really.
Great space work, Chunk. You're doing awesome.
We were Olivia Wilde in Tron Legacy.
Yeah.
I'm driving a car.
Wow.
Wow. What
That's a deep cut.
What a reference. Yeah. Man, that was a choice. I'm glad you went with it.
Well, speaking of D&D, how long have you been Dungeon Master?
I have been playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition for I think 2 years now. I've been a DM for about 2 years as well. It's funny, I am relatively new to it compared to other folks who've been doing who are running games and stuff, but I part of the ADHD is like the hyperfixations, and so when I go for something, I go for something hard. At the moment, I'm running 3 campaigns, so you learn really quickly. But yeah, just 2 years.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because I've been playing about the same amount of time, and I don't know nearly as much as you do. So.
I've been playing
But
for a long
hyperfixation
time, and I don't know anything.
Yeah, same.
I understand that for you.
what do you like about? I mean, for those of you that don't know yet, we're starting a podcast, and Steve Pepper's in one of the episodes where we talk about more about D&D. What?
Huh?
Nah.
You said
Anyways.
podcast, and it made me...
Podcast.
Podcast.
Yeah, I got you. we're good.
Wait,
We got this
That's
sorry.
worth revisiting.
Dr.
I'll
Frankenstein
think
needs to come help me. So what do you like about being a dungeon master? Like, why is it so appealing to you?
I absolutely love. I mean, like, storytelling in any form or medium is my favorite thing in the world. I mean, that's why I'm an actor. That's why I worked at Disney. That's why you do the things that you do in creative fields. I love getting to craft a story, but for collaborative storytelling, especially once you get the right group. There is something just so special about DMing in particular for where like you look forward to spending all the prep time, making things, preparing for every possibility, especially when you have chaotic players like my dear friend Sharon, again, who will sell their soul out of nowhere. There's something so special about coming together with like a group that you feel safe with and being able to tell a story that like excites and delights them. It's really gratifying acting work when there is none in the world right now.
That's fair. That's very fair. I think, all of us here are on board with the storytelling. I think that's something that really draws us into the game as well.
Absolutely.
Do you think what brought you to D? What was the spark that that made you think like I want to play D&D?
It was a friend of mine. Unfortunately, we're no longer friends anymore. But she was really insistent on getting me into it for a while there, and I finally conceded. I didn't know. I mean, like I've always loved fantasy stuff. I just that pop culture hang up against D&D for like so long. I was like, I mean, okay, it just sounds like there's a lot. And the first session, I was instantly just hooked. I went home and I ordered the player's handbook. I ordered spell cards for my character right away. Like I went all in after literally just the one session, and it was over for me then.
Nice.
I have to go
great.
back really quick because I missed this.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Weaver says, "What dystopian sci-fi is Chunk outfits from?"
None. It's a baby zebra.
Great question.
It's very
know.
Logan's Run.
If you don't
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's a zebra.
Yeah, once you stand up, it's a zebra. But if you're like slightly ducked, it looks very super.
It reminds me of the second Hunger Games, the outfit that they wore in the
Oh yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Also, ouch, Tigeron. Steve looks like a much younger Ryan. Jesus. How old do you think
I
Ryan
would
is?
agree
52.
if I saw more than just his hair. But thank you. Hello. Oh, you're a handsome
Oh
Jen.
no, we showed his full face. We have to shut it down. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
See you later. 3 active campaigns is a
Budgetron.
lot. That's true. Budgetron.
It's a lot.
What?
a lot.
So how do you keep 3 campaigns straight? Like, what do you do to make sure that you're not, dismissing one over the other, etc.
Yeah. Well, first, I don't do anything straight. Everything I do has that little sparkle of homosexuality to it.
Great.
It helps that 2 of the campaigns that I'm doing are like pre-written modules. Ironically, the same one, but I've been blessed that all 3 of my groups are so drastically different from each other that it's easy to not get mixed up. Even in I'm running 2 campaigns of Curse of Strahd and then one that's a homebrew, and it's easy to not get my 2 vampire campaigns mixed up because they could not be more different in who the players are and where they're at. Like one group is like incredibly feminist and like goes to every different area and like installs like female leadership and is just like super. I mean, honestly, it's super awesome. I'm all about it. And then the other group is just very focused, very like we have to find these things. We have to look for the stuff. Like, why aren't we just going to go fight these wolves? We're just going to like fight everything and like do the thing. It's a very interesting dynamic, especially just because they're so different. Like, their interactions in each spot couldn't be more different either. It's a lot, but it's
Okay.
fun.
Okay.
Just gotta
I
look
love
for the
Strahd.
differences. And Strahd, I didn't realize that I'd be the Strahd guy. I didn't realize that I'd be the vampire gothic campaign guy. But I love a chaotic bisexual villain, which he absolutely is. And I love that that's the one dude who is spying on you the whole time and knows everything about you. And I have a separate notebook of what he knows about each party versus what I as the DM know. And I love the cat and mouse game that you kind of get to play with him and stuff. I think that's really fun. But Strahd also has so many problematic things. I have to tweak so much out of that book.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, that's all of D&D in general.
Yeah.
Honestly.
All right, really quick, everybody. Name bisexual chaotic villains. I'm trying to think of some.
Loki.
Loki, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, BBC's what's his face? Moriarty from Sherlock.
Just Moriarty in general.
Yeah, that's
Although,
true.
if we're talking Great Mouse Detective, Radigan and Basil of Baker Street are just straight up gay. The homoerotic subtext there is the sexual tension is insane.
Yeah.
Watch that movie as an adult, and it's oof. Other chaotic bisexual villains. I love them, and now I'm stumped.
I was I'm trying to think. I was who else is a chaotic bisexual villain? I'm sure there's more.
Some people in Game of Thrones. You
That's
know. Hela, absolutely.
Hela, yeah, that's true.
Um,
Wow. Anyway, sorry, that was
all
just
of
a
Marvel
tangent.
is chaotic bisexual villains.
Apparently. Well, yay. Sorry. Well, what other things are going on in your life? You act and you play, and obviously you're doing a lot of Dungeons and Dragons because you have 3 campaigns.
So much Dungeons and Dragons.
So much Dungeons and Dragons. I'm in a couple games, a couple campaigns myself. They just on the show have 2 campaigns going on. So I'm not the show, this channel, I mean. What else are you doing? Do you have any acting stuff happening? Are you doing anything going on right now?
I actually do. Oh, Clue, absolutely. I actually do. I love the Tron Legacy through line we've got going on today. I just recorded a couple weeks ago a solo cabaret that is going to be streamed on April 29th. It's luckily we did the whole filming ahead of time so that it's going to be edited and pretty and not have to worry about the live streaming, all the hiccups that can happen there. But it's going to be live streamed through a theater in North County, San Diego, where I grew up actually, and it's going to be used as a benefit concert to help keep them open during all this.
Oh, awesome!
Nice.
What's the
Yeah.
what's the what's the theater called, or where can we watch it?
Oh, it's called the Star Theater, THRE, or DRE at the end of theater, not ER. The Star Theater in Oceanside. I believe it's just Star Theater, startheaterco.com. But if you look up the Star Theater Company, it should come up. I approached the artistic director at the theater proposing this idea a little while ago because I was supposed to be doing this cabaret that I had planned last year before the pandemic hit. But then the pandemic hit. And so I proposed it and was like, hey, I would love to help the theater, would love to do this. I also just would really like a project to work on, please. And it ended up launching we're having a little concert series with a couple other performers that grew up in the theater as well. And I just sat in on the next cabaret that's after mine because I sang a song in it. And
nice.
that shit was incredible. She's insane. The lady's going after me. So watch mine, please. But
But then stay around.
But oh my gosh, the next lady is freaking genius. She's insane.
Thanks, Reed.
Yes. Thank you so much, Reed.
Cool. So get over there and get tickets and stuff.
Yes, please. It is a one night only stream thing at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time on April 29th. It is a lot of love went into this, so I'd really appreciate any support. Also, just to help support the theater company because they do really great work there and create a really safe environment for the theater communities in North County, San Diego.
Oh, yay. And that's exactly 2 weeks from today. So Thursday the 29th.
Yes. But
so
on the
you can
other
watch
end
Chat
of
Time.
the clock.
Oh yeah, that's true. Exactly.
Yeah, watch Chat Time
2 weeks,
and then
2 weeks into 12
watch me cry.
hours.
Yeah. Watch Chat Time, then
exactly.
sit around for a few hours, and then watch that.
Exactly.
Yeah, sit around and then watch again me cry. It was it's weird going back to performing after not for so long. It's weird.
Yeah, I haven't like I miss performing. Like I've done stuff at Knott's in this time, but it's not. It was more just like atmosphere stuff, except for one show that I did for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. It was more than that. But I'm looking forward to being able to do like actual like live theater again.
Right. There's something just different, and it also is really sad to like go from having like a packed house to not. Much like Tinkerbell, we actors need the applause. Keep ourselves up, you know. Chunk knows what I'm talking about.
What?
Yeah, he's always looking for accolades.
Like you can see how tired all like the late night show hosts feel because there's no one like, yay! It's just like the one guy in the back with the camera.
Yeah. I thought you were
Like
gonna say
those
you
poor-
can see how tired you are because of the bags under your eyes, but
I don't sleep.
Speaking of late,
for that.
They've tried. It didn't work.
Fair enough.
Stephen Colbert is, I think, my favorite show right now, talk show to watch, because he's embraced the fact that it's weird, that it's just like 7 people in the room, and he's just lost it. He drinks while he's chewing. It's so funny. Like he'll make jokes to like his producer behind the camera all the time, and like it just goes off the rails. I freaking love it.
You gotta embrace the medium, you know. I mean, you don't know that there's not whiskey in here.
Exactly. That's true. I hope there is, because I need it too, but I didn't have any. That's okay.
Honestly, there isn't, and I'm really sad that I didn't do it. But I killed my wife last night, so
that's okay. That's totally fine. Next time you come on the show, we'll get some drinks.
yes,
Maybe we'll do it
7
in
a.m.
person. I mean,
oh, that'd be so much fun.
there's you have mimosas for brunch. Why not?
Bloody
Yeah,
Mary.
no, absolutely, absolutely.
Bloody Mary. That's right. Chunky, you're right. Are
I
you
love
sick and
those.
tired of that?
Chunk
I
went
don't know
home.
why, but that just reminded me that I didn't take medication this morning that I was supposed to take.
Oh.
Oh,
It's fine. It's fine.
Do you take it with
It's
whiskey?
fine.
Yeah,
Sometimes that's what triggered the memory.
I feel like you're like specifically not. I feel like you're not supposed to do that.
No, but
Not like
specifically
ibuprofen.
instructed to. Yeah,
Felted biology is a little different, I think.
yeah. We need the alcohol
got it.
to dilute the meds because we're little.
Is that what it does?
Uh huh.
Okay.
It just evaporates
Got it.
because we're little. That might actually work on you too.
Evaporates inside you.
I know less about felted biology than I thought. Okay.
So did I.
But if you're small and you need to dilute it because you're small, would
Yes.
I never mind. There's sound logic in there. I'm just gonna.
It's science. It's
Yep.
science.
It's science.
Go to school. Go to school.
Reed is on the font thing now. Reed, Chunk was complaining about the other font, and so Ryan decided.
Back up. I did not complain. All I did is looked at it, and then you guys went on about it.
Okay.
Selective memory is really a bitch, isn't it?
Yes.
All I said is we'll talk about it later.
I didn't complain.
I mean, I didn't start the complaining, is what I meant.
That's fair.
Okay.
We all
actually,
kind of razzed it.
I think you did. You were the one that was looking at it, and we commented.
Yeah,
on
I
it.
was just looking at it. I was just looking, just
Oh
turning
man.
my eyes.
Oh man.
So, Steve,
Yeah.
what has been, of all the gigs you've ever done, what do you think was the hardest one? Like the one that challenged you the most?
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Actually, this is it's not gonna sound the way you would think that question would be answered.
Okay.
I was going to say the cabaret because honestly, it was after like going from not singing at all for people to having the vocal stamina to do what I do in that show was a lot. Allowing myself to like actually feel things was a lot. But probably the hardest show that I've ever worked on was when I was in Sweeney Todd. Because I played Anthony, the cute little sailor boy who sings "I Feel You, Joanna," and it was so hard to make that character a person. There is like nothing to him. There's like, and he just keeps showing up in the show. Like, it is a lot of work to make the audience like care about him because every time he comes in, it's like, why aren't we watching the actual people? Like, why is this kid here? He's just annoying us. Like, because every time I come to the show, it grinds to a screeching halt. So between that and the fact that it all sits very low for me, it's much more like a baritone with some like tenor moment roles, and so vocally it was tough for me to like get through a whole show just like sitting down here when I have no resonance there, and so probably that it took a lot of work to flesh him out and make him dynamic and somebody that actually contributes to the story. Especially because the whole time I just wanted to be Toby, like True Confessions. But probably that one. It was fun. The show ended up being really fun and really great production, but it was just it took a lot more work on the back end than I initially anticipated.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, like how do you give a character that doesn't have substance? That's a tough one.
Yeah, that's something you deal with every day, right, Tina?
Me? Yeah, giving myself substance.
So sorry.
Thanks.
Wow. I was going to throw that one at Ryan, but Steve beat me to it.
Sorry, dude.
That's okay. We were in the trenches together behind those espresso machines. We can make fun of each other.
in like the tiniest shoebox of a store. The tiniest shoebox of a store is like people are constantly yelling at us to give them like 12 raw sugars. It's like, dude, just chill. Like,
oh man. More foam, more foam, more foam. Like, Jesus, calm
always
down.
more foam. It's like, order a cappuccino! Order a cappuccino, please. Like, you'll get it right every time.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, good morning, Aaron. Speaking of baristas.
Good morning, Aaron.
What's up, Aaron?
Aaron probably has seen you around Downtown Disney. She's a
all
guest
the time.
relations. Yeah, great. Cool.
Yes,
You know who I'm
sweet
talking
angel.
about. Great. Wonderful.
Love you, honey.
So now we had the hardest. What was the most fun gig that you've ever done?
Oh man.
That one time he was on Chat
Oh,
Time.
that is tough. That is it. The one time that I was in Chat Time.
Yeah.
Probably. Oh, that's really that's. I would say probably there was a show that I did in Disneyland Paris for Mickey's 90th birthday. It was like a show for a special event, and there was it was like they like built a stage for it in front of the castle because normally they have like 4 little stages in the hub, but like they like built a full stage for it, and it was like a journey through like all the different lands in the park, personified by different characters from there, and then like the different Mickey and Friends characters were also themed to the land and stuff. It was the most bizarre project I've ever worked on, but it was really fun. Everybody was doing like 90s hip hop.
Okay.
Which was weird. And we were dancing for this to this song from a Tokyo Disney parade from the 90s called Mickey Mania, and it was very odd, and it was so much fun because it was just like a surreal it was just like an otherworldly experience. It was bizarre, but it was a lot of fun. We had like a lot of overnight rehearsals for it, a lot of like, it was very different to change up that contract and do something different, and just the sheer number of people that I worked with on that project was insane, and it was just a delight, and it feels like a fever dream that I made up. So probably that.
Fever dream that I made up. I like that.
Truly.
Robert Fisher. Hey, Robert, how you doing?
Hi, Robert.
He says,
Hey.
I feel like I would have a hard time continuously performing in a show that can be so dark, like Les Mis or Sweeney Todd. That's fair, especially if you have to keep doing it for a while.
Yeah, like if you were doing like an 8 shows a week of Sweeney Todd, I would get so burned out.
Yeah.
But that
that's
being
a
said,
lot.
like that's when you got to cling to like the comedy in it, because especially Sweeney Todd, it's just like dripping with comedy if it's directed well. And so like I feel like you got to hold on to those, but like, man, just hearing the da 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 over and over and over again for 8 shows a week, absolutely not.
Yeah, enough.
I'm
Done.
like washing the blood off of yourself night after night after night after night after
Ugh,
night.
yeah.
That's true.
I was like the one person that doesn't die in that show, though. That was cool. Didn't have to die this time. It was kinda
Silver
nice.
linings. Silver linings.
Actually,
you know
I don't
what?
think I've ever died in a show. Sorry.
Oh no, really? That's cool.
Yeah, I was ironically both in Les Mis and Sweeney Todd, and I didn't die.
You didn't die in either one.
Everyone else did. Yeah, I was like the one guy who didn't. I'll take it.
Yeah, sure. You
I'm
know
the
what?
Survivor
Because
girl.
Survivor girl. So since we were talking about things we don't know about you, let's get into a section. I don't know, Chunk, did you ever finish this?
No.
Oh, great. So we're gonna
Great.
go
Want
into a segment. That's
Solid.
true.
Solid.
You did say you wanted to be challenged. So we're going to go into a little segment we've done a couple times so far, but it's something I like to call One of These is Bullshit. So that's our transition now.
Great.
We're going to clip that
Solid.
and just
Really
play
clean.
it every time.
Super clean.
Yeah, totally. So one of these is bullshit. It's 2 truths and a lie. So I had Steve think of 2 truths and a lie. We're going to read them out loud for you. Chunk, Cucumber, and myself will read one. Actually, I lied. I'll read them because I
Yeah,
just
you will,
realized
'cause
I didn't
I
send
don't
them.
have 'em.
Because I don't
Yep,
have
that's
you.
fine. I'll read them all, and then we'll put them into a poll, and you guys will get to vote on what you think the lie is.
Okay.
So here we go, and then we'll find out what it is after. I don't know the answer, but by the way. Okay, number 1. I once chipped a tooth in the middle of a performance. 2. I once split my pants in the middle of a performance. 3. I would drink 2 bottles of wine a night while living in Paris. Damn. So once again, I once chipped my tooth in the middle of a performance. I once split my pants in the middle of a parade. Sorry, not performance, of a parade.
Right.
And 3, I would drink 2 bottles of wine a night while living in Paris.
I feel like the pants one is too safe,
Yeah.
so I must say pants. I feel like the tooth is a possibility, and I feel
Okay.
like if you're out and about, you gotta do the wine thing. Just
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
got-
Plus,
yeah,
drinking in
you
Europe
gotta.
is different than America.
Yeah,
you
you
drink a
don't
lot
feel
more.
all
It really
gross
is.
afterward.
I'm gonna go with the tooth thing. I don't know if that's a truth thing. I'm gonna go. That's less likely than the pants for me.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go with the pants too. No.
Ooh,
No, I'm gonna go with the chip tooth, I think. I'm trying to think.
Okay.
I don't know. Crap.
Ryan's just typing.
Loudly.
There's a straw poll, by the way, in the chat for those of you to vote. Vote to see which one is the lie. Vote which one you think is the lie, I should say. Ryan, what do you think?
The lie. Split pants, yeah.
Split pants. Okay. All right, so we got 2 and 2. Nobody think. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that we all think you probably drank 2 bottles of wine at night in
You know, in
Paris.
quarantine times, we've all learned a lot about ourselves.
That's fair. That's very fair. Let me know when we're done voting, Ryan.
I mean,
Awesome.
I'm done voting.
Is that everybody?
Thank you.
Or is it not moving?
Thank you so
I don't
much.
know. Yeah.
It's still moving. I'm just making
Cool.
it look pretty if I were to show it.
Are you going
I feel
to
so
show
bad
it?
because my chat is right over Cucumber, so I can't. I don't get to look at your handsome face, and I feel so guilty about it. So I just moved it over Chunk.
Ooh.
Oh, there it is. That's where I would like it.
Ah.
Oh.
Wine.
More people think that the wine is the lie. Okay. Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's start. So pick one of the truths, Steve, and tell us a little
Okay.
bit about it.
I did chip my tooth in the middle of a performance. I was this is my first year in college. I was in a production of Footloose.
Okay.
I hate that show. I hate it so much. I truly words cannot express how much I do not like that show. I didn't really have a problem with it before. It was a whole thing. I'm still bitter about it. It's fine. There's like a bit at the very. I played Willard, the dumb hick kid who like learns how to dance, and he's great at it. Oh my gosh, I hate that show so much. There's a bit at the end where I'm supposed to like hug Ren, and I did, and he came in a lot faster than I was ready for him to, and his shoulder went right into my mouth and just like chipped
his
shoulder right here. Yeah,
dang.
Like, we're both very short people, and like it wasn't like his fault. He just came in faster than I was anticipating him coming in, and then I wasn't like ready, and then like next thing I know, like something hits my mouth. Really talented dude though. He's amazing. But yeah, chipped my tooth, and I was like, uh-oh. And like right afterwards I was supposed to like kiss Rusty, and I was like, sorry if my mouth's full of blood, I guess. Like I don't know what's happening. Like it was and that was a 2-show day too, and that was at our matinee, so I
oh no,
like chipped my tooth. Luckily my mom was at that show, and she's a dental hygienist, so I was like, hey Mom, do I like need to go to the hospital or something? She's like, no, it's not like a functioning thing, and it's not aesthetic, like you can't see it, it's just on the back end. She's like, no, you're fine. So then I did the second show.
That's awesome.
Wow.
It was something.
I can't believe his shoulder broke your tooth. Jeez. But Reed says there's the musical version of Footloose. It's a movie about people in a small town wanting to dance. Why wouldn't they make a musical out of it?
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. It's not good. Luckily, we had a music director who who's like a total Jason Robert Brown head, and so he like really retooled like all the Reverend songs in particular, because those songs are particularly awful. But he just like completely reorchestrated them and made it palatable. Still an awful show. Still an awful show.
Corey's like, my mom really said the show must go on.
Yeah, dude. She I don't want to make it sound like she's like neglectful. She was just genuinely like, if you're not in pain and it doesn't, and like it's not gonna affect your, like the function of your tooth, then you'll probably be fine. Love
Robert,
Sue. She's the best.
Robert says, fight against some real social injustices. Footloose the musical. That's real social injustice.
Yeah. Well, the ironic thing was that the guy who played Ren, the main character, was black, but he was also the only black person in the entire production, because went to like a little like Orange County Lutheran school, and it just felt uncomfortable because like there are lines like, we don't like your kind here, meaning like city folk, but
Right.
like it just felt. My thing was like, we can take this and like make and like actually make a statement with this and like have intention with it, but instead we just like they just kind of wanted to like act like those lines don't happen, and I'm like, I hate that show so much.
You can't play the middle ground with something like that, you know?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You either do it or you
But
don't.
exactly, like commit or don't.
Yeah,
Which is what I've said to all my exes, and they decided not to. So
Yeah.
That's straight vodka, isn't it?
sorry, we're getting real. Huh?
So next truth. Now that we had that truth out of the way.
The next truth is that I did split my pants.
Boo! Boo!
Yes.
It was when I was working at Tokyo Disneyland, and their parade route doesn't have any emergency like exits. Like there's nowhere for if there's any issues for like anyone to like any performers to go to like get backstage if we need to. So you just have to like hope you're fine. And their route is longer than the route Disneyland in Anaheim, and in the hub, so dead center of this like 45-minute parade, like at the very center of the hub, I like lightly slipped. These are like very flexible pants that I could like do crazy kicks and stuff with, and it was fine. But like I like barely slipped, and I like caught myself, and it just whoosh, straight from like bottom of the zipper all the way up to the belt loops on the back. And like these were super high waisted, like they went almost to like my chest. So it was just like you could fit like your head and a shoulder through this hole. And I was like, I still have like 25 or 22 minutes left of this parade. Like I okay. And so like I'm like trying to go. I'm like holding like my like the coat that I was wearing over the back of my pants, trying to like, but it was like a really windy day. To the point where like things were cut because it was so windy. So like I'm like trying to hold my coat down so that nobody sees that like I have this gaping hole and like like electric blue boxers or something obnoxious. Like it wasn't even like I was like it was bad. And so like there was a little bridge where like one of the techs would stand and just kind of like check in and be like, "You good?" And but like again, there's guests on all sides everywhere else. And I was like, I ripped my pants, and she goes, "Oh, like daijoubu, it's okay." And I went, "No, like it's not okay." And she goes, "No, daijoubu, it's okay." And I was like, "No, and so I like ended up having to just like flash her in my butt and be like, and she goes, "Oh, be careful." And that was like, oh my god, it was just be careful. And I'm like, okay, thank you so much, awesome. It was so stressful, but luckily on that parade route there is a like the very last stretch of it. There's only guests on the right side, so I was just like shimmying along the like the back wall, trying so hard to like make sure, because like folks out there have incredible cameras and like really can take some really stunning photos of like every moment. So I'm like desperately trying to make sure that there is no angle that sees like my electric blue Andrew Christian boxers poking out of my pants. Oh, I had like a baboon ass going on. It was great.
Oh man,
it was a good time. Oh, it was so bad.
That's so cool. It's really quickly. So good. You mentioned already two foreign Disneylands. How many Disney theme parks have you performed in?
I performed in 3. So I performed in Disney here in Anaheim, in Tokyo Disneyland, and in Disneyland Paris.
Yeah.
Awesome. It was really cool. I really miss performing New York. Like I really would love to get back out there. I've worked, other than like Florida or DCL, I've worked everywhere that I can. And I'm really dying to get back out there. Like especially like Paris is just so chill. Paris is so chill. I miss it so much.
It was fun working there.
Where you didn't drink 2 bottles of wine a night?
Yeah, we gotta find out what.
We're disappointed.
I only drank 1 a night when I was out
The
there.
chat was right.
But that being said, there were plenty of nights where there was like 2, because like your tolerance goes up like crazy, especially like 2 wine, because wine's super cheap. That good wine is super cheap there, but hard liquor is obscenely expensive, so. And so like you just buy the $2 or €2 wine and go to town, and then eventually that doesn't do anything anymore, so you have to like keep buying it. It's alcoholism's a problem, y'all. Make sure you don't do that.
Yeah. Probably not a good idea. And Reed says Tokyo Disney. Ooh, you gotta say something in Japanese for the folks.
練習してない。僕の日本語はすごいやばい今。東京ディズニーランドはすごい、本当に面白い。全部がめっちゃ可愛いでしょうだけど、
可愛い。
そうだ、そう。
I know that one.
そう。全部が可愛いだけど、東京ディズニーシーはちょっと時々アトラクションは乗り物はちょっと怖い。There's some scary rides over at Disney Sea. Like they're great.
Oh yeah.
But like some terrifying stuff. Like Journey to the Center of the Earth is like has this horrifying monster animatronic in it that like truly is nightmare inducing. The first time I went on the ride, it like broke down next to it, and I didn't know that wasn't supposed to happen. And so we're just like sitting there as it's like, and this thing is terrifying. It's huge, and I'm stuck there for this time. And then we like watch it power down, and my friend Emmy was with me, and she was like, this isn't normal. And I was like, oh. And it was us and a bunch of gakusei. So we had like a bunch of high school, like a group of high school girls that were on the like thing with us. And so it was just us two and then them. And these 4 high school girls were just like screaming the entire time. Like we're stuck there and they're just like screaming, waiting for this thing to turn on. And eventually it did, and then they screamed even more. And it was truly a really hilarious experience. That ride was fun. It was great.
Oh man, I can't wait to go visit.
Always like a 3-hour wait.
Regis Cooper says Disney Sea. Yep, there's a park called Disney Sea. It is literally the Disney park that people would build if they didn't care about how much money they spent on it.
Yeah.
That's a great way to describe it.
Yeah.
America
It's,
would never build a park like that, but the Japanese are like, hell yeah, put the money into that. It's ridiculous.
It's beautiful. It's a really special park.
It's a really special park. Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah, Amber likes to say that the real Mickey Mouse lives in Japan. We have the fake Mickey Mouse because we have the shitty parks.
He goes back and forth between all of his different houses in the respective Toontowns. Come on, let's be real.
Ask me about characters.
You can't anymore.
That's true.
It's fine. We're great. Not better.
So I think now is a good time to introduce Steve and all of you again to our resident expert, Dr. Know-It-All.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do I need to get my insurance card or?
No, you don't. You just need to gird
We
your
just
loins.
send you the bill.
Doctor.
I have to gird my loins.
Yes, it's going to be a rough one. Anyways, so Dr. Know-It-All, everybody, is our wonderful, multi-headed expert of all things. Today, Dr. Know-It-All's heads look like Chunk, Steve, Cucumber, and Ryan's forehead. Dr. Know-It-All is here to answer your questions of any kind, advice, whatever you'd like to know. So drop those questions in the chat, and Dr. Know-It-All will answer them one head at a time, one word at a time, until an answer is complete. I see the recognition. There it is.
Wonderful.
We did not tell Steve what this was beforehand. We never tell people what this is beforehand, and I love it. So, Dr. Know-It-All, when you're answering the question, please give some of the question and the answer so we know what you're talking about, and then bow at the end of the question so we know when it's over, because we sometimes don't. No.
Okay.
Yes. Reed, you have a good question. Go ahead, drop it.
The time it took you to say I have a good question.
You could have just written the question. Oh, here's a good idea. Okay, I guess that's pretty good. Why was Dr. Know-It-All conceived? Dr. Know-It-All?
Doctor
Know-It-All.
Was
Conceived.
because
Accident.
in
Public.
while
Masquerading.
as
A.
long
John.
silver
Cosplayer.
okay.
Oh man,
good enough for me.
I was thinking, how was so this Corey's question? We'll get to it. Anyways, Dr.
Say in the
Know-It-All.
back of a van, but we didn't quite.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Terrence wants to know, Dr. Know-It-All, what is the best way to escape a crazied fan? I'm asking for a friend. Okay.
I'm so sorry, Otherhead. What did you say?
The
Oh. Secret.
2
Escaping.
A
Crazied.
and
Is.
to
Run.
into
The.
big
Ocean.
and
Swim.
fast
Exclamation mark.
Great. And swim fast. That's good.
Wow, I'm normally so much better at improv stuff. I'm not awake today.
That's okay.
This show starts early.
That was actually pretty good.
Yes, it's usually a train wreck. We
Yeah.
normally just angrily end.
Whenever it's just
Great.
us and no guests, it's the worst.
Oh,
The guests always keep us together somehow. I don't know. Okay, Dr. Know-It-All. The question everybody wants to know from Corey: How was Dr. Know-It-All conceived?
Doctor.
no at all. I'm assuming that's one word.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's definite. Was
Conceived
In.
Vitro.
fertilization.
by
16.
Different.
Chimpanzees.
and
14.
Cheerleaders.
All
combined
Into.
One.
beautiful.
entity.
Called.
Doctor.
Know it all.
Wow.
The weird, like, hush we all got. I just like that we all, like, were like, okay, we're just gonna get really, like...
Bask
Like
in
you were
it.
saying something deep.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Oh, that was
Okay, we
great.
got a lot.
That was great.
We got a lot of
Thank you,
questions
guys.
in the chat. I'm gonna get through all these, and so Tigeron at the end. That's their last question because I just realized you all put questions in the chat. Okay. Oh, and besides Emma's what's Dr. Know-It-All? Dr. Know-It-All is our friend who knows everything.
I think she was
he's-
asking what the
What the
letters meant.
abbreviation was.
DKIA.
Oh,
meant.
DKIA is Dr. Know-It-All. Sorry. Yes. So, Tigeron wants to know, Dr. Know-It-All, what fictional world would be awesome to turn into a tabletop RPG and to deal with accessibility and racism? Interesting.
oh.
I'm
And so deal
assuming-
with accessibility and racism.
Yeah.
Okay, like through the world.
By it existing as
Yeah.
a tabletop. Yes.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Okay. The
Best.
Fictional.
Roleplay.
world.
Would.
B.
Of
Many.
Crystal.
Entities.
Oh.
You had to ask Dr. Know-It-All a
Is
real
that-
question.
Is that it?
I guess.
Oh.
Ryan's done.
Bail.
Oh.
Cucumber's just gone.
Oh, man. Clean up the chute later.
Are we still doing this? What's
No,
I
are
don't
we?
know. Are we?
We've passed the minute mark. Like,
Okay,
no,
we're
we're
good.
that
Yeah,
was-
it's.
I was gonna say Crystal just made me think of Steven Universe.
That's honestly, I was trying to like feed
Oh,
that in
nice.
there because that's my actual answer to that question.
Yeah, I would say that'd be great to make into a TTRPG.
Absolutely.
That'd be awesome. I'd love to play as a Crystal Gem. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Ryan.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
and you gotta
I-
like
I
come up with
tried-
songs every session.
Bard songs. Perfect.
Sounds great. Yeah, like. Oh
Yeah,
man,
that's awesome.
I think it'd be great.
We'll work on that. Okay,
Absolutely.
cool. So let's see. Okay, Corey, there we go. That's the next question. Corey wants to know, if you were going to build a theme park, what would the theme be?
Oh yeah.
If
We
Were
building
a
theme
park
the
theme
would
be
Perception.
You okay?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to change it.
God damn it, Chunk.
I hated the direction we were going.
Yes, Chunk is a master of yes and, as you can tell from this fucking moment right here.
Absolutely no. He's fucking exemplar. It's great.
Fine, studio.
Shamed.
And
Middle.
Earth.
Yeah!
Damn it, I was hoping to say school.
Middle school? Jesus.
And Middle Earth isn't.
as
Terrible.
With.
The.
elves. Just in case you're wondering.
And?
Oh.
Oh.
I guess we're done.
Well, all right.
Again.
Ryan needs some
is
time.
distressed.
Oh.
The theme park would be Perception Studio, and Middle Earth is not as bad about the elves. Like,
Yay!
Yeah, that seems like a good answer.
Alright,
just in case
alright.
you're wondering, it's not as bad as the elves.
Yeah, half the time,
Um,
Chunk is just trying to manipulate Dr. Know-It-All into something that makes what he wants to look good.
No, I'm trying to fix the direction that Ryan sends us. Unfortunately, I'm the one tasked with it because I'm right after him all the time.
Corey
Do
says,
you ever like
Chunk
reverse
loading.
it? Do you ever like?
No,
We've
'cause I can't
tried,
keep
but then
track.
Chunk-
Chunk
the order?
can't function.
Yeah, no, I
If
have to
Chunk
be
isn't
first.
first, it's over.
Yeah, but like
get lost.
if you still start with Chunk, but then like
Oh.
go Chunk, Ryan, Cucumber.
Fuck it, let's do that this time.
Yeah.
So Chunk, you
Yeah.
start. Chunk, Ryan, Cucumber, Steve, back to Chunk. Okay.
The Cucumber's job to fix Ryan.
Alright.
Good luck.
I will try to fix you.
Nice. Okay.
Such
where
a
are
sad
we at?
song.
Jeff Donahoe wants to know, Dr. Know-It-All, why do hot dogs come in packages of 10 and hot dog buns come in packages of 8?
Hot.
Dog. Nope,
No,
not
by the
me.
way.
It was your suggestion.
I'm sorry.
Dogs.
One more time. Start over. Hot.
Dogs.
Come.
In
Packs.
Of.
And.
because
Hot.
Dogs.
Are.
gay.
I'm a fan of you know.
Sure.
Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for. Concise. Yeah. That's
Yes. Yes. That's
Chunk
that's
just wants
what
this to
we
be
want.
over. Tigeron. Okay. Dr.
That might be a
Know-It-All.
little extreme for just a Dr. Nodal question. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
my lord.
we treated the last one with such delicacy. I don't know if we should tackle another real subject.
That's fair.
Okay. Well, Tigeron,
I
we'll
feel
answer
that
your
if
question.
we're not challenged, we will never get better. Is what I'm saying.
We'll answer Dr. Know-It-All, your Dr. Know-It-All question after we finish Dr. Know-It-All as an actual question.
Yes.
But
I
we'll
like
do
that.
Reed Cooper's question last because I don't. Yeah, this is easier. Dr. Know-It-All, you won't have time to answer this. Why is my 6-year-old cat choosing now of all times to act like a kitten and making me have to chase her?
Oh.
Your
Cat.
Is.
Gay. I'm sorry.
Cucumber's done.
I'm so sorry. Like I say, I do nothing straight. Add my little rainbow glitter to everything. I'm sorry. It was low-hanging fruit. I couldn't just not.
Oh my god. Great. Speaking of handling things delicately.
Low-hanging fruit.
That's true. So Tiger, let me look at your question for real now. By the way, thank you, Dr. Nodal, for coming along. And making me feel better about myself.
Okay, nobody else. Okay, just me.
I was going to say welcome, but it wouldn't have been my turn.
Yeah, I know. Anybody.
Dr. Know-It-All, so how have you as a GM or player worked towards inclusivity in your games or dealing with inherent stereotypes, racism, sexism, ageism currently and from much older modules? Okay, so like any of us that have run games or played games, how do we handle stuff like that in D&D? Because it's not, D&D is not exactly socially conscious all the time, so
still,
yeah,
they're working on it, but it's
yeah. So how do for those of us that have run games or played games, how do you think we adjust that? Do we adjust it, like, or do we just accept what it is?
I think an easy fix is one that is especially prevalent right now is that like a race should not be bad.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, like an ideology can be bad. A sect of a country, a place, a people who follow a certain belief that is damaging to their neighbors, that can be a problem. But them just existing does not make them evil.
Yeah, like dark elves.
Yeah.
Like,
orcs,
drow don't have to be...
goblins, and any of the old school evil races just shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, that's really a thing. Especially just the the inherent, and they're starting to do away with this, like with Wizards drop of the Candlekeep Mysteries book. They like launched the not having assigned alignments to stat blocks and like to races and stuff like that, allowing people to contain multitudes. I think that all of the I think that like the assigned alignments or just like the typical alignments for a race or whatnot came from it's gonna sound awful, but like it's that thing where a lot of D&D's like character building stuff is teaching people who aren't actors how to be actors. Like giving an alignment helps somebody like go, okay, this is the direction that I play this character. Where I think that like instead you should just look at what their motivations and actions are and allow people to form their own opinions. I'm just going, in terms of like older modules, Strahd is a great example. They do not handle the Vistani, who are for those of you who don't know, essentially a depiction of like the Romani people, right? And it is not handled super great at all. They've tried to fix it and it still didn't work. I'm hoping that in the new Ravenloft book that's coming out that they're going to fix it. But like in there it says like there are good Vistani and bad Vistani, and like the bad ones work for Strahd, whatever. But then every single Vistani NPC that you meet, except for like one person, has an evil tag as their alignment, and I'm like, well, this is not okay. I think that specifically with like dealing with racism and things like that, I think that it is important to be. It is important to consider the multitudes contained in any like sentient being, because like I don't think that, like, because races in D&D, be it elves, humans, orcs, goblins, like they all have the level of intelligence and sentience that like in our world people do. So just like people aren't black or white, all exactly the same morality and like type wise and stuff like that, I think that same care should be given to those races as well. And like it doesn't mean that there can't be like divisiveness or conflict or marginalization, but I don't think that it should be based with anything that aligns with actual like marginalization in our world, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah. I agree. I think in the sense of making things easier for people, it also simplifies things that shouldn't be simplified. You know, things that but I mean, at the same time, it is a game. And so if people just want to play a game and they want to get into it, it could make certain things easier. But I think labeling something as like when you say like this race or this class is typically, neutral or evil alignment, like I think it should be up to you. Like, do you want to play, if you want to play it like an orc paladin that's, ruthless and kind of like, is evil, like why you should be able to have that kind of thing, depends on who your patron is, who your god is,
Yeah,
but that goes into like people contain multitudes, so it's like you aren't just saying, oh, he's an orc, so he has to be evil. It's his
Yeah.
ideology, like Cucumber said, is what defines that. But
As long as it's not attached to an ascribed status.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree. So yeah, but the
It's-
moral of the story is you should play a character that you want to play. You shouldn't don't worry about what the book says. If the book says something should be evil or should be bad, it's your decision as a DM to if you should make it that way, you know. And so address these characters as characters rather than as rules, you know.
I think that also, as a GM, putting together a group that is that is like consciously and intentionally diverse is an important thing as well. Like, having like creating an emphasis on having multiple different perspectives and stuff at your table and opening the conversation to be about those things, and like. I think it's an important open discussion that should happen with your groups, as well as like be an intentional choice to try to be sure to include people from different from different dynamics, from different groups at your table as well, so that everybody can be held accountable in those things, and like having that open conversation. I'm a big fan of open conversation outside of character, like at your table, just to like make sure everyone's on the same page. We're all feeling okay, that the content is good. But I think, especially if you're running from modules, really delicately going over things and considering what certain things, like the effect that those can have on other people, because it is fraught. D&D is fraught with it, because a lot of it's based on Tolkien's work, which like was based on racial stereotypes.
Yeah, I think as most things. And things need to evolve, you know, as society becomes more conscious of things, and you know, things need to change, and we should be okay with that. And if you want to play the way that it is, and you don't think it's upsetting for yourself, and you have a group of players that don't really mind, and you think of it, you know, separately, and you can separate, if you want to separate that from the real world, that's up to you, you know. But if you're playing as a way to like kind of you know, as an extension of life, and as well extension of the world, and cite themes and everything that you want to address, then absolutely, I feel like D&D is all about changing. You know, you can always adapt and change whatever you want. So if you think of something is problematic, just change it. You know?
Yeah.
And check in with your players to see who's comfortable with what.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And even just like shifting the focus from these orcs are evil to this community is evil and they are orcs. Like,
Yeah. And even
I think
changing,
that
maybe
is,
they're
like,
not all
a very
orcs.
easy shift. Right. Like, diversifying that way. Or even, because like, I know like Lost Mines of Phandelver is a lot of people's first one because it's the starter kit. You're fighting a lot of goblins in that. It doesn't have to be that goblins are evil, it's that collective is.
The red brands, yeah.
I think that is an important shift in thinking that is a very easy one that won't affect storylines or gameplay, but will affect a feeling of inclusivity and sensitivity at the table.
Yeah, I agree. Although I will say with Lost Mines, that my friends end up befriending a goblin, and they were like, no, they treat me like crap, like I'm the goblin that they beat up on.
I'll be right back.
Are you okay? He's gone. Something's falling. Are you alright, Cucumber?
He's
Are
dead.
you okay?
No, he's dead. I can
He's
hear
gone.
him
He
dying.
ran away.
Did you forget to dilute your meds with whiskey?
That's exactly right.
That's probably what happened. That's probably what happened.
Yeah,
That's probably what happened. But yeah, so I think yeah, there's ways to fudge everything. So long story short, long story long, feel free to change whatever you need to change and address whatever issues you need to address. I don't think anybody should make you feel bad about that. But if you're ever doing like doing something and one of your players says, "Oh, I don't like this is bad. Like why are we talking about this?" Change it. Like don't try to fight them on that. If somebody thinks that something is inappropriate or wrong, you should change it because your players need to feel comfortable. So yeah.
The X card is a big thing. If those of you who aren't familiar, X card is it's a tool used by a lot of DMs, especially like in Adventurers League and like public play, where either it could be like a physical card. I mean, not right now because we're all digital, but like even just somebody like throwing up the X, either holding up the card, whatever it may be, it's basically just an automatic like kill switch to be like, whatever is happening, I'm not okay with. I need us to like stop and move on. I think that is a very important tool to keep in your games, and like having the conversation also of like, if you feel comfortable, let me know in like another place or like in a more private setting why, so that I can be more conscious of that moving forward. That is a very helpful tool.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry, we're going really long here talking about this, but this is actually a really good conversation.
Sorry, guys.
No, that's okay. We're all continuing. I agree. I'm also kind of also buying time until Cucumber comes back, maybe. But
Yeah,
we'll see.
we'll see. See if he's okay.
Yeah, he just bounced. But Scory says, I like that, Steve. Then you don't have to explain why you're uncomfortable. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because that doesn't need to be public knowledge. Like,
No.
I as a DM, I'm always like, if you feel comfortable, please reach out to me after this happens, just so like I can be more aware if you're comfortable sharing, or like just like whatever extent your players are willing to communicate with you, just so you can better accommodate too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair. I like that. That's a good thing to implement. I mean, none of the games I've played in or played around or even watched, I haven't seen anything really that made anybody too uncomfortable, which is nice. It's good. But yeah, if you ever, that's a good rule of thumb in any game, really, any role playing game, whether it's D&D or any other tabletop RPG, anything that makes you uncomfortable, just be like, no, I'm sorry, guys. Like, pause. Let's stop this. You know,
Just in my homebrew campaign that I'm running, it's actually tonight. I'm really excited. It's my favorite one that I run. I really had to implement, because I wrote this campaign a little while back, the basic core roots of it, but a lot of things that were happening in the real world lined up a little bit too much with the stuff that I had already written. Life imitates art, right? But I'm constantly reminding my players about this because there was essentially like a magical drug issue that like created like civil unrest with stuff, and like then everything this past summer like kind of blew up and stuff. And then there was also like the big climax was like a political coup, which also tried to happen this year. And so like I'm constantly reminding my table, like, please, like, if anything is getting too real or anything upsets you, like this is like a good go-to. It's
yeah.
You'd be surprised how often it can come up once people know that they are safe to be able to do so.
Yeah. Bottom line.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. Were you glutenated?
No, I just
Okay, good. Just had okay.
had to go.
just go. Just making sure. Bottom line, be empathetic, right? In life, be empathetic. Understand where people are coming from, or try and do your best to make people feel comfortable. I was having this conversation with somebody on another stream the other a couple days ago, and yeah, just empathy. That's the bottom line. So have it, keep it, especially right now, and that's a great way to end on a light note.
Yeah. At the end of the day, don't be a dick. Basically,
Don't be a dick. Thank you.
just don't be a dick.
Steve, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm so happy you came
Thank you
on.
for having me.
Yeah, I like that we went from, you know, we had like a lot of fun stuff, and then we also had some nice, cool, serious stuff that we should talk about.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thank you for those
Yay.
questions.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for in the chat. Thanks for asking those. But Steve, so remind the people your cabaret. Yeah.
Yes, it is going to be April 29th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. The link is somewhere here in the chat. You can find more information about it at Star Theater Company or StarTheaterCo.com. And there will be a link to StellarTickets.com on there for my specific show. It's part of the Broadway Inspires concert series. So would love for you all to check in. It's going to be a wonderful night of storytelling, singing, lots of raw emotions. It's gonna be great.
I love it.
Yay.
I also talk about dragons a lot in it, and I didn't mean to. There's like 4 or 5 songs where I mentioned dragons, and none of that was on purpose. Gotta love some Freudian musical theater nonsense.
Yeah. Is there anywhere that you want people to follow you, and if you want to plug any socials, you're more than welcome to do that.
Yeah, sure. I am on Instagram at Steve Pepper. exactly the way that it sounds like it's spelled.
Just like his name.
Exactly. Yes, that at that. And I have a TikTok I haven't posted on in a while, but that's at Steve Pep. Follow there for a wonderful hodgepodge of D&D stuff, musical theater stuff, and the occasional thirst trap. That's pretty much it for me.
The occasional thirst trap. I love it. That's what TikTok is. The
like
occasional
attention.
thirst trap.
And like I said, I like attention. Like
That's fair. That's fair. Thanks again, Steve.
Thank you.
Miss you, buddy. I can't wait to hang out with you
Miss
again.
you. Same.
So yeah, follow Steve, show him some love, get tickets for that cabaret to support him and a cool independent theater that we need to support more of these days. So thank you guys so much for coming on. Oh, if you think our show was worth $1 at least of your time, join our Patreon over there. Look at all those people that have already joined. Thank you, Liam Huddlemeyer and Option Delete.
Over there.
Thank you.
And associate producers. That's right. We have
Oh.
associate producers now. Oh, we have more than one. Oh my God, look at that. Brittany Stratford,
Aw.
Jesse Lasby, and Ebony
That's
Snowdowd. Thanks, guys.
That's so cool.
Please join our Patreon. Give us whatever you can if you can. It would really help us out, help us make more content for you, as well as buy us some coffee. So join us if you're not on our Discord. Join our Discord. Be part of the fun. Chat with us and everything. And then we're still doing our partner push. So come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we have at 5 o'clock we have Exacerbators on YouTube, but then 7:30 Trash Your Piece Theater on Twitch live, butts and seats. Get your go. Trash Your Piece Theater. We should
good.
have you on at some point, Steve. It's a lot of fun.
I would love that.
Trash Your Piece Theater. 7:30 p.m. on Twitch. Tell your friends. Post it on your socials. Get people involved. We're still pushing for that check mark. Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Right. Bye.
Bye, friends.